This is Ready, Set, Reiki, a podcast about Reiki, the universal energy life force, from the curious beginner to the seasoned master teacher, welcoming all systems, all lineages, and all levels. Reiki is a journey and not a destination. And on this Ready, Set, Reiki journey, I refer to myself as a guide rather than a host. So I'm Tracy Seawright, and this is Ready, Set, Reiki. Reiki blessings, everyone, one and all. Welcome, Ready, Set, Reiki. So before we begin our journey, I'd like to invite each of you to check out the latest fall edition of Reiki News Magazine. A little bit of an update about Azui and his resume that was uncovered and brought forth by Justin B. Stein. So a wonderful read. And also in that magazine, you can check out my article, Reiki for Burnout. Well, let's get back to our journey today. And what a wonderful opportunity that I have been presented. Amazing individuals here. And this is three beautiful, talented sisters coming together. Now, this is Trinity Oracles. Now, they're known as the world's only trio of psychic sisters and as one of YouTube's most accurate celebrity psychics. So I cannot wait for this. These women combined together with over 10 years of accomplishment and authenticated predictions through their work with angels, spirit guides, and deceased God, Jesus. Their accuracy and unique abilities have been showcased in various accurate predictions from their YouTube channel, Celebrity and World Prediction blog, and with over 7,000 clients worldwide. Well, Trinity Oracles was born out of the natural connection between three sisters who discovered their psychic gifts at a very early age. Their mission is to provide genuine guidance to their audience and clients, moving beyond traditional oracle readings to channel insights directly from spirit guides, angels, and deceased loved ones on the other side. Now, whether you're looking for the clarity of life or want to learn to read oracle cards or just curious about the latest pop culture, check Trinity Oracles out. And so I am proud to welcome to Ready, Set, Reiki, Jasmine, Erica, and Candace. So welcome to Ready, Set, Reiki.
Hi, how are you?
Thank you for having us.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, how wonderful. What a powerhouse of talent here that I have here. So let's begin our journey by getting to know these wonderful sisters here. So we will begin our journey with Jasmine. Jasmine, welcome to Ready, Set, Reiki.
Hello.
Wonderful. So thank you for taking time out of your very busy schedule to join me. So let's begin this journey. So I introduced Trinity Oracle as the trio, but tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm the oldest. Gosh, I've been psychic since I was born. I've always just known things, and I don't know. That's all I can say. I do energy work and spiritual life coaching, psychic readings. What else?
Yes,
I don't know.
that's all.
I do so much. I don't even remember. I do have all the clairs. I actually have 5 clairs. So I see, hear, sense, know things, get visions, but I also can smell and like taste things. If someone happens to be a smoker and I'm like, say cigarette smoke, and they're like, oh my God, my grandfather was a smoker, or I'll smell things. So
She's a medium too.
yes, I forgot about that.
Very important.
Beautiful, beautiful. And where are you located? Where are you living right now?
We're in California.
Beautiful, beautiful. So Ready, Set, Reiki here, talking about the Reiki. So when did Reiki come into your life? Did Reiki find you or did you find Reiki?
Reiki found me. Yeah, I kind of, I had spirit was like, go do Reiki. You need some grounding, you need some cleansing. And, I decided to find a couple of, energy workers who did Reiki. And I was like, I feel like I'm here. Because I'm an air sign. I was like, I'm grounded. Oh my God, I'm here.
Beautiful, beautiful. Now, as you were guided to do these Reiki sessions, did you find that the Reiki was helpful in kind of boosting or helping you guide you towards your abilities?
I would say yes, because it's helping with the grounding, which allows you to get more accurate information, versus like being in the realm of like multiple realities, multiple possibilities. Sometimes things are just going to happen a certain way, And being grounded, you're able to just be like, this, and this is going to happen. But also, you're able to be grounded enough to receive that certain things are going to happen, but then you can receive, wait a minute, yeah, you have these 4 events that are going to happen, but on the 4th event, you're going to have a choice. Then it's able to, what do you call it? Ascertain the possibilities and being able to help that client actually navigate those possibilities. So it does help a lot with grounding.
Okay. So as you're getting a Reiki session, are you able just to lie there and just enjoy the energy, or do things start coming through you as that practitioner's connecting with you?
It's a little bit of both. I can just sit there because I notice when I get Reiki, my mind does slow down. The thoughts will start, going away. But also, it's the guides will come in sometimes, and it's not that I'm getting messages for the person that is doing the work on me. It's more of them. It's almost like having like a meeting, like a secret meeting. So it's like I'll all of a sudden like they're like, "Hey, Jasmine, we need to talk to you," and I'm able to sit with them like at a table and able to have, discussions with them because the Reiki is clearing me. I'm able to connect much stronger with them. But it just depends. If they have nothing to say to me, they won't bother me during the Reiki session. But if there is something you need to talk to you about, they will come through. And they know I'm okay with that too. So it isn't like they just like, hey, we need to talk to you. And I'm like, no, like they know. We have that relationship. I've learned to respect when they say we have to talk to you. Okay, let me sit and listen. I'm not going to be annoyed by it. So I enjoy when I get my Reiki sessions.
Beautiful. So all the amazing things that it sounds like that you are doing, your abilities here, what is a common misconception that people find about those of us that read oracles or have these gifts? What are you finding as people are coming to you, or if you're out like in the community, what are some of the things that they say about those of us that do readings?
They hear that they think that they're gonna hear something bad, or they think that we're just out to get their money, like the typical gypsy thing, or that, ooh, like, oh God, like God told me not to, talk to psychics and stuff like that. So you hear kind of those negative connotations. Yeah, that's what I hear. I don't know.
And that you're always reading them.
Oh,
yeah.
that is a big
Like, can you tell when you
misconception.
do it? Like, oh, are you reading? Are you reading me? I'm like, no, I'm just sitting here eating sandwich.
For real.
Or they think some people think you're actually judgmental and they don't believe in psychic. Like, no, you're just judgmental. And I'm like, no, everyone has intuition. Like, you're turned off. Like,
exactly. I'm just sitting here eating my donut, thinking about what I'm going to do tomorrow. I'm not reading you. I'm, like you said, I'm turned completely
yeah, I'm turned off.
I think that I've heard is people think you
Interesting.
know everything. Like they think you know everything.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I don't. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist.
Yeah.
And I don't care. Sometimes it's like I'm not tapped in like that to be taking in all this information. So why would I know everything?
Gotcha. So Jasmine, I don't know, like for myself, it comes like that sense of knowing about, and I can look at friends and family and just have a knowing of something, but I don't do very well with myself. So when you need guidance, when you need support, what is something that you look for in those that do the readings, even energy work, the spiritual work, the healing arts? What are some qualities that you look for?
Ooh, I don't really get readings from people. Here's why. When I do get readings, a lot of people cannot read me. Like they literally like I've done mediumship readings with people that are like well-known mediums, and they're just like, I can't read you. Like it's weird. Yeah, I've been to psychics, like people just cannot, they just can't read me. Now I've had readings with my sisters and they're able to read me, but other people, they're like, I'm sitting there looking at them like, you're wrong. I don't say it to them, but in my mind, I'm like, you're wrong. No.
Yeah,
You're wrong. No, you can't read me. Like, so yeah. I think I've only had one. I had one person that could read me energetically, but beyond energetically, they couldn't read me. And some people might not understand what I'm trying to say, but I know what I mean. Like they're able to be like, oh, you feel like you're this type of person. They could sense who I was, but then when it came to like reading things, they couldn't read me.
Like asking a question and getting like an answer, like a direct answer.
Yeah.
Because most people, I think you got to read this for you. Like every time they do it, they're all like nothing ever comes true. They're always wrong.
Exactly. Or like they might be able to read me energetically, like, oh, I can tell that, da 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 da. And then they'll be like, you know what? For some reason, I feel like in the future you're going to be a psychic, and I'm like, I'm a psychic right now. And they're like, oh, or they're like, I feel like you're like an only child. I'm like, no, I have sisters, but they can pick up energetically things about me.
Do you feel that's a reason that maybe you kind of put this energetic shield up? Or you just...
I don't put an energetic shield up, because here's the difference. People can read me energetically. That's how I can tell if someone's a real psychic. If you're a real psychic, you talk to spirit guides. You're not reading my energy. That's how I know. I'm like, you're not a real psychic, because you are not really talking to my spirit guides. You cannot connect psychically, because I can shift my energy. I've done it before. Someone was reading me very well energetically, and they're like, wow, I feel this about you, feel this about you. And then I'll actually change my thoughts, and I'll start thinking about something either angry or and they're like, oh yeah, I'm feeling like lots of anger. And I'm like, you're not a psychic, you're just an energy reader.
Sure,
but you
sure.
You don't know how to tap into the Akashic records. You don't know how to tap into spirit guides. So I'm very like, I have that. I don't know how to explain it, but I just learned that's how you can figure out who's real psychics.
So you have like a little BS, I call it a BS meter, right? How Harry Houdini would try to bust, those who are not real in the industry. So you have that ability.
Exactly.
Are you able to kind of predict and read for yourself?
Oh yeah, all the time. All the time. And like I said, I have meetings regularly with my spirit guides. They'll come to me like every night. Like I'm like, all right, guys, what do you guys want to say? They'll come talk to me, expect this. Like it's pretty easy for me. It's not about reading myself. It's more about them coming to me and giving me information.
Good. I like how that's yeah, beautiful.
Yeah. I worked a lot on getting past the ego mind when it comes to being open to what spirit has to tell me.
That's a good.
I'm not afraid to hear what you have to say. Like I'm not afraid to hear it, whether it's good, bad, or Jasmine, we have nothing to say. Okay. I don't stress out like I need something today. Like
yeah, I'll have some that'll approach you like, I don't know if you want to hear this or if you're prepared. Just tell me.
Yep, they'll tell me. Like, we have to apologize, Jasmine, but we need to tell you this, and this. I'm like, dang it. Okay. All right, I'm ready.
Right. Well, you have a wonderful and a unique situation where your sisters have abilities as well. And, you are together moving forward in your Trinity Oracles. But what advice do you give someone who's just wanting to start out into this business, going out and realizing that they have this wonderful talent and ability? What words of wisdom could you give them?
I would say do not be afraid. But also don't be afraid to look for a community. So, don't be afraid to go check out other psychics. Don't be afraid to go check out, those classes.
But use discernment.
And don't be afraid to practice and talk to others, because a lot of people, well, now it's more open. A lot more people are open to talking about, oh, I have psychic gifts, my third eye. But, back in the day, it's like, we don't talk about this. So it's like, practice and just find your community and get in where you fit in.
Right. I grew up in a very Bible-based home, Christian home, and it was really frowned upon. It was an ability that my mother had that she really kind of suppressed. And then my grandmother had the ability as well, but she used it a little bit more. So oftentimes, we have this culturally created self that kind of pushes that down, but I'm glad that you're giving the advice to be bold. And, with the social media, TikTok, it really has brought it as a relevant thing. So you can even see people saying, oh, my third eye needs to wake up. You wouldn't hear that 10 or 15 years ago.
Exactly. Exactly.
So are there any particular books that you have read on your journey? Any books that you think that really helped you develop your gift or inspired you or encouraged you?
Oh gosh. I've never really read any books on like spirituality. The only person I can think of is what's his name? Peter Mount Shasta. But he was more with like the Ascended Masters. He was fantastic. He was like eye-opening. I forgot what his book is called.
I am the open door or something?
Yes, I am the open. No, that's the small book.
That's the small
But
book.
yeah, I am the open door. But if you read his book by Peter Mount Shasta about talking about his connections with spirit and the Ascended Masters and how they just appeared in his life, and I was like, that's kind of like me. I'm not talking about the Ascended Masters, but I'm talking about like with the angels and archangels. I'm like, oh, it's kind of like me. So that book is great. Let me think. What else?
Yeah, that's it. You read Ask and It's Given, right? Some of it. Did you read some
I've
of it?
read Ask and It's Given.
Yeah, some of it. Yeah, it was a good book. Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it. One odd fact about us, we do not really read a lot of spirituality
Or watch
books.
other YouTubers.
We really don't.
Okay. Was anyone else in your family have abilities?
They all do, but they would never call themselves psychic. Like never. We grew up in a religious family, so to them, they're like, God's telling me this, or, ooh, something was placed on my spirit. That it's more that sort of talk. We're the only ones that kind of like, we're going to call it for what it is. We're psychics. That's who we are.
Love it. I love it. Well, what other services and modalities you offer? You did mention it in the beginning part when you shared a little bit about yourself. Do you have classes, events, trainings?
Yes, we actually do have a training. We actually have the Oracle Card Readers Academy, where we teach people how to read cards just like us. We have exclusive meditations on how to open your third eye, how to connect with your spirit guides, what's your dominant clair, answer yes and no questions, but also teaching tips and tricks that we use in order to be so accurate when we do, celebrity readings, world prediction readings, but also personal readings. Exactly. And then we offer card readings, mediumship readings. All of us do mediumship. We all do oracle card readings, and spiritual life coaching for me, and energy work also that I offer.
Beautiful, beautiful. What do you think about readers who, and I've seen these in markets and little kind of fairs and vending shows that do the readings and then they pick up the book and they read from the little oracle book?
We don't like that. I mean, it's great for beginners, but at the same time, we've never read any guidebooks. Except for the tarot. I'll never forget when I first got the tarot books and I was like reading everything and I was like, this is too literal. I do not like that. So for us, when someone's picking up a guidebook and they're just reading it to someone at a fair, that's not going to be accurate at all. There might be some, accuracy being able to pick up on certain things, but no, I don't like that. I just get up and walk away.
Is there a particular deck that resonates with you?
Oh yeah.
We read the John Holland the Oracle deck, the
Psychic Tarot.
The Psychic Tarot. It's like I think it's purple or blue box or something. We don't have it somewhere else.
And then also the chakra reading cards. I love those cards.
And those are your go-to cards?
Those are my go-to. They're gigantic. Those are my favorite.
Beautiful. So where can someone find you if they want to connect with you? Are you online, in person?
Online. So we do all our sessions online. You can go to TrinityOracles.com. Our course is on there. Booking readings with us is on there.
Our YouTube channel. We have a TikTok now, Instagram. We have everything on our website.
Our correct predictions page. I mean, you really want to see for real psychics, we have so many predictions we've made about world events, celebrities, and you can see where we said it, what video or what blog post we put, and the proof of when it came out.
Beautiful. I love that. All right. Well, thank you, Jasmine. Now, Erica, it is your turn. Here we go. Let's start our journey together. Here we go. So, Erica, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Erica, and I do personal readings with oracle cards. I do a little bit of mediumship, and I do pet readings.
Beautiful. So Reiki, when did Reiki come into your life? Did you find it or did it find you?
It found me. I used to work with this girl who liked to experiment with people. And I was like, sure, why not? And she did it on me, and she was really good. Like, I felt myself like going to a beautiful garden. And I felt like she was touching me the whole time. And I was like, why are you touching me? She goes, I'm not touching you. And I was just like, whoa. So she was really good, but I felt really relaxed and at peace, and I slept like a dog. After, like a baby, because dogs don't really sleep that well. I feel like a baby after. I fell asleep on her table.
Now, did you feel that the Reiki helped you with your wonderful abilities that you have?
Yes, actually did actually open up my mediumship abilities actually more. I got more clarity through mediumship when I did that.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So as you go out, as you're, building and growing on your YouTube channel, TikTok, out there in the world, what are you finding are some of the misconceptions about individuals that do the work that you do?
Less misconceptions. A lot of people think we're fake. A lot of people think we're devil worshippers, we're heathens. God doesn't like what we're doing, but we always say we're God's HR, basically. They think we're fake. So,
Right.
So if we say something accurate to them, they're just like, oh, the devil told you that. I'm like, sure.
Right. Well, how do you handle it when, because my very own mother, yoga is the devil and sound bowls are my demon bowls, so how do you respond back to individuals who come at you like that?
Honestly, I really don't care, to be 100% honest. I really don't.
We think it's funny. We laugh.
Yeah. I just tell them that's nice. I just keep going to the other comments.
Very good. Very good. So when it is time for you to get kind of an energetic tune-up, or if you're seeing guidance from someone else, or you're coming to one of your sisters, what are some qualities that you look for in those individuals that do the healing arts?
I look for, what I feel, there's a woman I go to, she has Reiki on me. She's in Peru and she's really good. And I actually feel an energetic shift when she's doing it. And then after, I feel really different and light. So I know she's legit. But I also go by feeling in people's energy. I really don't get readings. I let them read me, but I don't really let other people read me because they're usually not accurate anyway. So they're usually not, I don't know what it is. But yeah, but I got the same thing. They can read your energy, but they actually can't read you, which I think is kind of weird. So I think that's the same thing.
Okay. So if someone came to you and say, listen, I really like for you to do a reading and you just can't do it, who would be the next person that you would recommend?
Oh, I probably recommend Jasmine or Candace.
Yeah,
that's honestly, I don't know any other people. I've got reading before and I'm just like, I've asked people straight up, what are you talking about? I've told people you're wrong. I said, you must be reading someone else. And they're just like, oh, they're like, let me start over. And they start over and they're still talking about something that doesn't even resonate with me. So I'm just like, oh, okay.
So you have the BS meter too.
Yeah, but it's just, no, they're just saying it and it doesn't resonate. It makes absolutely no sense. So I'm just like, okay. Right. And then they talk. I like people who are straightforward. They're talking about all this other stuff. I'm just like, I asked you, am I going to get a car next month? You're talking about the planets, and I'm just like, I'm not talking about that. Yes or no? I like people who are straightforward, to be quite honest.
She's a Capricorn, as you can tell.
Right. I love it. So, what would you say with flags? What are red flags for those individuals that hey, I want to get a reading? There's so many different people there.
When you ask, I'm direct. When I ask someone a question, I get a direct answer back. When someone's dancing around the answer, that's a red flag. They're not going to even give you an answer in the first place. They dance around the answer. And they talk in riddles. That's a red flag for me. So I'm just like, don't go to them. You're not going to get an answer. And then you have to sit there and think, replay what they said and be like, maybe this is what they meant. So you still didn't get your answer.
What do you think about those individuals? And it tends to be more on TikTok than anything else, where they'll contact someone and say, you have a dark entity attached to you. I can see it inside of your head.
I don't like that. I don't like that. I think that should actually be banned, I think. That's not right. Because some people actually will take it serious and they spend thousands of dollars and they might become paranoid. They might end up in a psych ward. So it's actually very dangerous what they're doing. That's psychological abuse to me. Or psychological manipulation that shouldn't be allowed.
Now, none of you see things like that.
I do. Like
Because
on
I do
TikTok?
energy work. I see attachments on people, demons. I actually clear them from people.
No, I think she meant, do you mean like you randomly see people, like they might tell me like, oh, I see a demon, you like random people, like you don't even know them?
No, like if you're in the grocery store, would you be
Oh,
that ability to see it,
Oh,
on
no,
someone?
no.
Now, you had mentioned, Jasmine, that you clear it for them, without. But do you have an ability where because some people can see, feel, smell,
Mhm.
And you had mentioned that you have all of these. Are you able to see those things as well?
Yeah, but I mean, not when I'm in the grocery store. 'Cause like I said,
Yeah.
We shut it on and shut it
Yeah,
off.
but
We're
if
not
it's
out there.
done. Exactly. We're like,
Yeah.
all right, we're done. But when I'm working with like a client or something, like
You can
I,
tell.
yeah, I could see it. But most of the time, I tell you what, most people who have something on them, they know they have something on them. Like they'll come to you and be like, I didn't know I have something on me, And then I've had clients who think they have something on them. And I'm like, no, you don't. That's not what you have. This is what's going on. This, or
Exactly.
Mhm.
Beautiful. Okay, that gives kind of listeners a little baseline. If you feel something, reach out. But if you're getting something in your, messages that, hey, I see this on your picture and contact me, that's a big no, a big red.
Yeah, that's
as you
Yeah.
said.
That's so spiritually invasive. That's just weird.
Yeah.
To me, that's just really weird.
Most of them are like scammers.
Yeah,
They
they're
know that they
scam.
can work on you emotionally. Use them to tell you guys something. To be honest, most of the time, they have those messages. Anytime they get a new follower, that's the message that gets sent to them. It's like automatic. They just send it to every person.
And it's scary. So you're like, let me get a reading. Somebody said something's going on.
Exactly. So just take it with a grain of salt.
And block.
Exactly. And move
There you
on to the light
Wonderful.
workers.
Erica, do you have any advice for anyone who's just starting spiritual work? They have these abilities, they want to share it with the world. What pearls of wisdom can you give from your experience?
I would say actually join a spiritual group. If you say, for example, learn how to read cards or something, join a spiritual group so you can practice on people for free without judgment, because they're all in the same arena you're in. So, even if you're right or wrong, they're going to help you actually become a better psychic and a better communicator if you want to do this like professionally. But also use discernment. If you go to someone, you feel like they're not right, then your friends are like, oh, he's right. But you feel like something's off. Like, ask other people, like, do you feel the same way? Follow your intuition.
Do you find it's better to get trained or just go intuitively?
I think it's a combination of both.
Okay.
That's what I think. Because some people actually need to be trained and some people just, I think actually everyone needs to be trained a little bit, actually. Because everyone needs to know psychic boundaries, spiritual boundaries, grounding technique. There are things that you have to know to be a good psychic.
Yes.
So I think, yeah.
Many years ago, I took a training from Kyle Gray. He's in the UK. And then I was starting to do the card readings. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, no, I started doing intuitively. But you're right on that way of, the ethics. He taught the ethics, like don't ever do a reading for someone who's impaired or drunk or on drugs. So I learned things like that, but kind of as how he was teaching, the ways to do it, it just wasn't flowing with me versus kind of intuitively unfolding a story, if that makes sense. So it's good that you say both, because you do have it. And we actually had to sign a little document that said that I would not do certain things and kind of present things in a certain way. So that's kind of was asking because I do have know someone who does read the book. They sit there and they read the book at the fairs in advance.
Yeah. And we've also had people who take in our class and they ask us, like, the number one thing they ask us is like, how do I deliver bad news that I'm picking up on? So that's something we have to teach them, how to deliver bad news.
Yeah. That's hard too. And especially when the sitter is not ready for that information and it's something that comes through and really struggle with whether or not you tell them that information. So yeah, that's very good to take the training with that to help you guide through, because I guess the hyper focus would be, I'm just learning how to read cards, but it's way more than that.
Yes.
You're having that connection with someone. So what books do you recommend? And if there's no books, what podcasts, what videos?
I don't listen to podcasts. I don't listen to YouTube.
Hopefully you'll listen to this one.
Yeah, I don't.
I have the music. If she doesn't want to listen to
music, I like the music and stuff like that. But I do like I liked asking it's given. That was a really good one. That's the one I started doing the meditation. That's why I actually started hearing spirits talk to me, because I opened myself up too much. But it was really good. I learned a lot about the power of your thoughts and stuff like that. So I like that one.
Beautiful, beautiful. Is there a particular oracle deck that you use as well?
Yes, I use the John Holland. It's called psychic tarot. I use that one.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
So what other services do you offer? Do you offer classes, events, trainings, one-on-ones?
Mm-hmm. Well, we all offer the same stuff, like the Oracle Reader Academy, the personal readings, the pet readings. We do all. It's all on. We all share the same website, basically. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Beautiful, beautiful.
But Erica specializes in the pet readings.
That's what I was noticing too. Yeah. So
in the personal readings, yeah.
And the personal and pet readings. What got you into doing the pet readings?
You know what? One of my friend's dog was sitting there one day, and he was like, when I got my dog, I was gonna name her Meatball. And the dog looked at me and said, "That's not my name." And I was like, "Oh." So yeah. And I just started reading for the dog, and he's like, everything he said was accurate. So I just started doing pet readings for fun. Because at the end of the day, pet readings, animal readings, it's the same thing. They're just a soul having a physical experience. It's the same thing.
Okay. Do you ask the animal for permission when you do the reading, or it just comes through and they just start talking to you?
Oh no, I don't ask for permission. No, they just want to talk. Most of them have a lot to say. So yeah. I don't like my food. Yeah, I want a new bed. I like you. Like I love you. Like they have a lot to say.
Beautiful. And where can we find you if we want to connect with you?
TrinityOracles.com.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, thank you, Erica, for taking time out of your busy schedule. And I'm going to move on. And here we go. Candace, are you ready? It is your turn, my friend. Yes. Here we go. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm the youngest of the trio. And all my life, I always had big feelings about things, about certain people, certain events, and they would come true. But later on, I was like, oh, that's what being psychic was. The feelings that I was getting. I was like, I'm not feeling crazy for a reason, for no reason. It actually is something. Like I had a friend years and years ago. She was like, oh, what about this guy? And I was like, he's weird. And I was like, he feels weird. He feels off. And, she came back and he was like, yeah, everything you said about him was right. And I was like, oh, I just felt a certain way. I wasn't, trying to be mean. It just came out that way. He just felt weird to me. Like, I don't know. And she was like, oh, that's true. And then later on, like my feelings first increased, and then I was like, oh, you could feel the energy of a room or certain things. So that's how my gifts kind of developed.
Right. So as sisters, I'm sure it is a very loving relationship, right? Mm-hmm. Are there times where something has come through, or you ask your sibling, hey, do you see something? Do you often go to your sisters for kind of advice, or kind of, like if they have that ability to go a little further in the chapter of your life to kind of give you little heads up? Do you go for that? Are you open?
Yes. Yeah, we'll go with each other and we're like, okay, what is going on with this? Like, I can't figure it out. It's like, am I in my head, or like, what's going on? Am I in my feelings, or what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you really kind of come together and support and lovingly guide each other through different things. Do you have that fear that if it's something maybe that like Jasmine or Erica wouldn't hear, like that you would hold back from them? Or do you feel like, you know what, I trust them, this is a safe place, I can tell them anything?
Oh, we just say things. Sometimes we're like, this might be me, but we need to say this to each other. Or, hey, you need to, don't eat that, or like, be careful.
Right. All right. So Reiki, this wonderful stress reducing modality, when did it come into your life?
Years ago, it came into my life. It found me. I was working with a woman who was actually like a Reiki master, and she was like, hey, like you should get some Reiki. And I got it done. And then I kept going to like this center that she got trained at, and it was amazing. The experiences. I actually learned how to do Reiki last year, and it was a really great experience. So it was the energy is really, really, really good, very powerful.
Beautiful. And do you believe or think that having the Reiki session helped in your abilities?
Yes. When I got Reiki done, when I learned how to do Reiki last year, the teacher that I learned from, she was like, "Yeah, you don't do Reiki the normal way. Your ancestors are like, you need to do it like this." And I was like, "That makes sense. Why I wasn't connecting the normal way." But yeah, it's really helped, and it's helped with other people too. So, but I mainly practice on myself. Like after a long day, I'm like, I need to give myself some Reiki, and it really helps.
Beautiful. So as you're out and doing the work that you do, from predictions to one-on-one sessions to training sessions, what are some of the misconceptions that you have found about your work?
That we know everything. They're like, "Oh, you're psychic, you should know that." And it's like, well, I'm not tapping in. I'm just trying to walk down the street. You know what I mean? I'm not tapped in. Or a big misconception is that people don't think that they have the ability. Like everybody, we all have an intuitive nature, but some people, it's like you have to figure out what's best for you.
Beautiful. I often get like, "Can you give me the lottery numbers?" Do you get that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I do. I tell people I don't do that.
They're like, why aren't you guys millionaires? Yeah, I'm on the lottery.
Yeah.
But I'm like, because that's not our path. Like, but they'll try to discount you, as a psychic, just 'cause
Yeah,
you're not rich. But then the thing is, if you were to become rich as a psychic, then they think you're a scammer.
yeah,
And then you can't win either way, because they're like, that's God's gift. That's
Yeah.
source's gift to you. You shouldn't charge for it. And it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
which one? Either I make money and I'm a scammer, or I don't know the lottery numbers and I'm poor
It's
and I'm a
true.
scammer. Like,
What do you want?
Right. You still have to pay your electric bill. You still have to pay your taxes. Right. It's still a
Mhm.
service. And also too, like, they don't haggle when it's, a hairdresser or a massage.
Mm.
But when
Oh,
it's
exactly.
card readings, or it's any kind of card trainings or Reiki training, someone's always trying to haggle and reduce that price. You have that price for a reason, especially
Yep.
all the predictions you have done, and now celebrities, that's what you're valued at. This is your time, your experience, right? And so that's what people aren't understanding. It's still, service. It's work.
Yep.
So when it is time for you to either get that energetic tune-up from that Reiki master or practitioner, or seek guidance and support, whether it's from your sisters or other oracle readers, what are some qualities that you look for?
Oh man, I look for the quality of someone who is just like, hey, whatever comes to be. Like some people are trying to like pinpoint something, and then when they go in and do the energetic session, they're like, oh, that wasn't it. I'm just like, I'm open. Tell me. So yeah, and some people are trying to like put stuff on you, and it's just like you should just let it come to you.
I know
And let it flow.
recently you were saying that people they're getting readings from us. They said that other psychics on YouTube only let you ask certain
specific
questions. So they're
yes.
shocked when they're like, you can basically ask us pretty much everything. And they're like, we've never done that before.
Mhm,
And
like,
I'm just like,
yeah.
that's weird. You can only ask certain questions, or you can't ask no question at all. I'm
Yeah.
like, what is that? That's weird.
I've
Yeah.
seen TikTok where it's like no medical, no pregnancy questions.
Well, yeah, we don't do medical questions. We don't do financial planning, because we're not financial planners or doctors, so we don't do those questions. But I mean, pretty much everything else is pretty, decent.
Right.
But if it's like health, like, is my health going to get better? Yes,
Yeah.
we do answer those. But if you're looking for a cure,
No.
like what's going to cure my no, we
Go to a doctor.
We don't
Yeah.
do those types of medical,
Right. Or legal
Yeah.
advice, things like that.
Or legal
right?
advice.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If I buy this stock, it's gonna make me money. We're not gonna do that.
Mhm.
Exactly. But if you're looking like, hey, how are my finances looking over the next 5 years? Spirit says it's looking, pretty good. You might have a dip in a year or two, but you're gonna coast it out. We do those types of financial meetings like that.
Okay. So Candace, do you have how your sister is able to tap into her spirit guides as well? Do you have that ability?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And you work with ancestors. You had mentioned that before.
Yeah, sometimes ancestors will come in. A lot of times they do, because they're like, hey, let this person know this. But before I do my sessions, I normally am like, hey, spirit guides, angels, ancestors of the highest good, of course, come in. Sometimes it's the angel that comes in. Sometimes it's the ancestor. Sometimes it's a spirit guide. Sometimes an animal comes in. So you never, I'm just giving the message.
So with you and your sisters growing up in a religious household, do you pray before you connect?
No, I don't. I learned this thing called opening up the wear a kocha, which is like your personal energy bubble, before I do my readings. And then after I do the readings, I'm like, okay, thank you. Whoever came in, thank you. Then I close it up and then I go to the next person. But I don't pray or anything like that.
Okay. But you bring in gratitude, the thank you. Very good. Very good. So what advice would you give someone who's just entering this spiritual business?
I would say the most important thing was figure out how you receive messages. And we're all different. You know, just because somebody hears spirit doesn't mean that, you know, you're doing something wrong because you don't hear spirit. You might get it in another way. And comparing yourself to other people's spiritual journeys, don't do that. We all have our own walks. So
beautiful, beautiful. So our next question here is, what books do you recommend?
I honestly don't read spiritual books, but what I do always tell people is practice, practice, practice.
Beautiful, beautiful.
So you're not going to get something overnight. It's practice. So sharpen your abilities better like that. It's like a sport. You have to practice to be a great soccer player. It just doesn't happen overnight. So practice.
And some are so fast, aren't they? Like they probably finish their course and want to go right away and start working. Same thing with Reiki. Like they get that certificate and it's immediately like, I want to open my business, and they don't do the work themselves. They're not giving themselves the energy or that time to marinate and cultivate a relationship with it. And do you feel like with your Oracle decks that you kind of cultivated that relationship with your deck as well?
I have. The deck that I use is the Secrets of the Ancestors deck. And before I even bought the deck, I kept seeing that deck and I was like, oh, I really want that. So one day I went to Barnes and Nobles and I just was walking around. I saw a vision of a shelf because they have Oracle decks at Barnes and Nobles. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to go there. I was looking for a specific book. And then I went and the deck was there. And I was like, oh, okay. So then I started flipping through it and I was like, oh, this is really, really interesting. So I love that deck so much.
All right. Would you or all of you together ever create your own deck?
We've had people ask us about that, but that's something we have to sit down and be like, okay, really focus in on it. Like, what are we doing? Yeah, it's fun. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe one day.
So what services do you offer? Classes, events, trainings?
Well, I'm part of the Oracle Card Readers Academy that we all came up with, but I do specialize in dream interpretations. I don't use the book. I simply just ask spirit, like, take me through this dream, and I pick out elements and they'll pick them out for me. So
beautiful.
Just channelings.
I love it. I love it. So when it's time for someone to reach out to you, where can they find you?
So reach out to me at, go to trinityoracles.com and then scroll down, book now, and then we could chat.
Beautiful, beautiful. So as we've been continuing on this journey, is there anything else that you would like to add as we've been talking?
I would say just follow your gut on certain healing practices. You know, Reiki might be for you, might not be for you, but go with that. There's people who try to force themselves to do certain things because it's, the spiritual way. If something doesn't resonate with you, it doesn't resonate with you. It's just following your gut and what makes you feel good and in alignment.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. So that was the last question there. And I'm going to guide you over to the second part, which are questions from social media and listeners. So here we go. So all of you can add to it or one of you can answer, but how did growing up together shape your abilities?
We never talked about it when we were kids. We didn't talk about it until we were in our 20s, to be quite honest. We didn't even know. So we never talked about it. We don't have weird experiences. We're just like, okay, just kept it moving.
Now, did your mom piece it together or someone in the family?
No.
Did they see it when you were little that, they have some, because my daughter, when she was little, she could see things and I had to take her to someone to help guide her. So parents never saw anything.
No,
we can't be, I don't even remember, this was years ago, but we were like, we all had our own experiences, but like, we started like saying like, this is kind of weird. And they were like, that did happen to me too. But I don't remember exactly when we came together. Then we're like, oh, okay, this is something.
Yeah, something did happen. We were just told to ignore it. Like it's the devil or something like that.
So it was maybe something in your home if you lived in a haunted home where you saw things and things showed up.
Like you're just making that up. Just making that up. You're always saying something, but we really didn't pay attention. We just had experiences. We just kind of kept quiet about it.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Number 2, in a world that often negative view towards psychics, how do you continue to trust your abilities?
Because it's so much fun every day when spirit tells you to do something and you do it and it comes true. Like they know I'm about to tell my favorite story.
Yeah. Before you start, a little message. I always tell people like who are like skeptical about psychic readings, like you don't know who you might say something to. You're like, thank you for telling me not to do that,
Or to do it,
or to do it. You know, you never know who you might talk to or something like that. So
Like for me, my favorite story is I had the best Chick-fil-A sandwich in my life, and I'll tell you why I say that is I'll never forget one day, like I was like, man, what should I eat? I don't know what to eat. And literally I heard Archangel Michael say, go to Chick-fil-A. And I was like, I told him to go to Chick-fil-A. And they were like, Jasmine, oh my God.
So embarrassing.
Right? I went to Chick-fil-A and I tell you what, hands down, that was the best Chick-fil-A sandwich I've ever had in my life. Like I was like, this is absolutely magical. I need to tip whoever cooked this. And I never had a sandwich so good in my life. And it's just so much fun,
like that's a fun
I've been
experience.
thinking about like getting a purse. I'm like, man, I want a purse. Oh, I'm gonna go get it from, Walmart. And I'll hear them say, don't go to Walmart, wait. And I'm like, I might get a little like, now you make it that buyer's impulse. And then literally, like I could be going to a store and I'll get a vision of go to TJ Maxx. And it's like, okay, I'm gonna trust that vision. I go to TJ Maxx and I'm like, oh my God, this purse is even better than the one I wanted, and it's even cheaper. So,
that happens for me at thrift stores. I'm like driving past the thrift store, like go in that thrift store. Don't go in that thrift store. And then when I do go, I usually find like some amazing stuff with tax still on it. So
I love it. It's always blows you away. And it's this childlike wonder of excitement when it's confirmed. It's like, oh my goodness. So I love the positivity and the appreciation and thanking. And so that's wonderful that that's a part of it. And I think people, don't understand that, you're exercising this muscle, right? And the universe loves working with that humble heart, that grateful heart, that heart of gratitude so that you can grow into it because you're looking at this from longevity. You want to be in the game a long time, right? So wonderful. I love it. So our third question, do you have a technique or advice on how to set boundaries when spirit wants to try to give you a message and it's your personal time?
For me, it's not about setting, okay, there's setting boundaries with spirit that may be deceased loved ones of other people or clients. But when it comes to my spirit guides, I don't need to set boundaries because they are wise beyond years, beyond our even human comprehension. When it comes to the angels, they are the wisest, some of the most wisest beings. So I have respect for them. So if they come in on my personal time, I know it's important, so I don't have to set boundaries with them. I know if deceased loved ones start coming to me that are not my deceased loved ones, but it's clients' deceased loved ones, or I'm in a store and it's like a deceased loved one's trying to talk to me, I know I am still open psychically and I did not shut myself off. So as a psychic, I did not do my proper shutting down technique. So I see it as that's a boundary with me, not more of the spirits. It's more of like, I did not shut that door properly. Okay, let me go in my car real quick and, shut the psychic door properly. And then I'm going to go back into, the store, But if Archangel Michael or Jesus comes to me and I'm standing next to someone in line, I'm not the type of person that's like, Jesus told me to tell you, I don't do that. I'll just kind of start a conversation. I know Jesus or Archangel Michael's coming to me and I'm in the Walmart and they're giving me a message. It's for a reason, like, it's like, I'm going to say it, but I'm going to be like, I'll start a conversation like, oh my God, like, it's a beautiful dress. And we just start a little chit chat. And I never just deliver the message and say, Jesus told me to tell you this, unless Jesus said, tell them Jesus said it. But in that, I'll just kind of bring it up in random conversation. And they're like, you know what? I was just thinking about that. Oh, God, good. God, right on time. That's how I do it. So that's how I feel.
Well, that was our last question. Is there anything else that you'd like to add to the conversation? Something that you forgot, something that you'd like to promote or leave with the listeners?
Great question. No, not really. I think it's important for everyone who wants to learn how to read cards. I think it's very important because you actually get to take your own power back. I think
Yeah.
that's very important. And it gives you a lot of clarity. It brings down people's anxiety and stuff like that. It's just very important.
Beautiful.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And if you feel you're drawn to be a healer, be a healer. Take shaman classes, take quantum energy healing classes, take Reiki. Don't be afraid to try so many different healing modalities till you find out what works. And for some people, they may try different healing modalities and they're just like, I have all these healing modalities, but it's just, I feel like I should be doing something else. But sometimes you need to go through all those healing modalities because spirit needs you to know all those things. And then they're helping you to create something, on your own, like a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and a little bit of this and a little bit of that, but also you're learning how to be a much more powerful healer. So
and never feel that you're tethered to something because you have that ability to choose. And if it doesn't feel right, don't do it. Right. And again, like you said, you can be building something that you're eventually going to make your own. And that particular client, student, it's going to resonate with them. So yeah, wonderful.
Exactly. And sometimes Spirit told me to say this really quickly. They said, for those of you who may be taking Reiki classes and you feel like it's not working for you, sometimes it's not you. Sometimes it's the teacher. It may not be you. So don't be afraid to transition maybe to another Reiki teacher.
Absolutely.
And try it out because in your heart, you're like, I know I'm supposed to do Reiki. I keep getting drawn to it. I keep getting signs. I'm seeing numbers. It's the teacher.
There's different types of Reiki too.
Move on.
Yeah, I tell that sometimes to students for yoga as well. Like there's different styles, there's different teachers. Keep going. And it's the same thing with Reiki. There's different systems of Reiki. There's different teachers. So keep going. Just don't do the one and done. And like, oh, this class was too hard or this wasn't this. I went and I have retaken all of my Reiki trainings again. And by doing that, I learned even more and saw how different teachers taught and then look back and I thought, so yeah, keep going. Very good advice. Thank you, Spirit. All right. Well, Trinity Oracles, Jasmine, Erica, and Candace, thank you so much for taking time out of your very busy schedules to come on this Ready, Set, Reiki journey with me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Well, my wonderful listeners, we've had another beautiful journey again. And if you'd like your question featured on the podcast, reach out, www.readysetreiki.com, or check me out on social media. I'm Tracy C. Wright, and this has been Ready, Set, Reiki.